Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford of artlearn.com. Pretty much every day I go to CSSBattle.dev, do the daily target, record myself doing it. That's what I'm about to do right now. The goal is always to get 100% match. No other particular uh, goal beyond that. Try to get the best score we can. We really want 100% match, and typically we can. And this is not loading properly, is it? Let's do another reload. Let's see. There we go. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so we got some shapes. Hello, shapes. What are the shapes that we have right here? We have some negative so we have these circles, right? Which are nice. How do we create those shapes? I find myself wanting to not create any elements, and let's see what that looks like. So no margins, no anything there. I kind of want to, well, what's interesting, maybe it's two elements, and one of them is flipped upside down. So let's do that. Like that idea. All right. So to do that, we're gonna put green on the body, margin here. We use ampersand instead of body, and we're gonna say here are the components. The first component is a conic gradient. Uh, which is transparent, 75%, and then this color here, plum. And we need the correct margins to, and I'll put a background color of that green on this. And then we're going to short circuit the green on the body, just so we make sure we get it right. All right, so we need what? -8, 200, 0, 60, 70, 50, 55, 45, 46, 47. Oh, no. 50, 55, 45, 42, 42. That's what I wanted. And it needs to be taller. 200. That's perfect. And I think I want to make it less wide. So 150, 155, 145, 147. No, 142. There it is. So we created an element that's got parts of this. So now I'm going to do, on top of that, a radial gradient, which is right in the middle. 1Q blue, 30 pixels, let's say, and then transparent, comma. I have that wrong. It should be 35 pixels. And actually, we're going to reuse, are we? No, we're not. We need another conic gradient on top of that. This one is going to be, nope, cut and pasted the wrong thing. And that one is going to be from 90 degrees. And then it's going to be this green color, 25%, and then transparent. Oh, and it's not that color, it's green. So that's how we get that essential shape. Now we need another one. And that one, P plus P, he is twisted scale -1. And then I'm going to make that little -1, -100. And then I'm going to translate it a little bit. 100 pixels. Then the background back. And I think that's kind of it. I believe I've got some green that I can remove. Like I don't need this now. Let's submit and make sure we're 100% because that was our goal. We stated that as our goal. So let's see what is happening there. And that's, yeah, we got 100% match. So translate moves things out of their original space, right? So it's a kind of transform. We use scale. We could also use a rotate for that. For the scale, scales it -1 on the x-axis and -1 on the y-axis, and so you get both. And that's a combination. And that is a completely legit way to do this. You could do this with a lot of different ways as well. Shall we do another way? I'm thinking about another way. But that's 644. That's a fine score. That's, you know, it's not tip top killer score, but that's just fine. What if we did it with no elements? What if we did it with no elements and just backgrounds and just did all these parts? How about we put the circle into a variable? 1Q, and then this color blue, and we set 35 pixels, and then transparent. Wait, and we do var -c. There it is. And then we're going to move that one around. Where do we move it to? -50 pixels and -50 pixels. And then we do it again with positive integers. Sure. And we want a lots of different ways to create this particular space, but we have let's do a linear gradient. I have stated before that my favorite is the conic gradient, but in this case, what if we do a single color gradient and then said it's 100 pixels, so it's at 50%, 50% position. It's got a width of 100 pixels and a height of 100 pixels, and we don't repeat it. No repeat. There it is. That is another way to do it. Okay, and then let's do the negative case. So we'll do, let's see. So what I want to do is a conic gradient that is, how do we do that one? So because I have this covering, I'm sort of, I'll just put the word red in there just let's put something in there. Do I want a conic gradient? I think maybe I want a conic gradient, but then that's going to be, oh, here's what I want to do. I want to create green, 75%, and then transparent. And I think we know it's at 60 pixels, 9 pixels. Is it 100 by 100? Yeah, that's what it is. And we move it over. We're going to move it over actually 40, 50. Great. And then we're going to give it a width. We're going to say that width is 200 pixels and the height is 200 pixels as well. And then we're going to change that vertical to be at 0. That creates the space that we need. And then I'm going to do a linear gradient at an angle, 45 degrees. And I'm going to say red, yellow, red. And that is giving me what I want. So that yellow needs to be this. And then the greens will be the two reds, blank and blank. And then I need some values here. 40%, 0, 60%, 0. So too much. How about 30 and 70? Oh, no, that's not going to do it, is it? Oh, yeah, not quite. 35, 36. Ah, that will work. 64. Oh, look at those edges. See those edges? Let's submit and see if we actually. So in the diff, you see that there's some pixels here at the edges that are no good. It's 99.9. How about 35, 36, 37, 36, 35.5, 36.5, and 30. So what'll that be? 35.4 or 64.4? Let's submit that. That might be good. Sort of a cheat, right? And that's 100% match. And we'll stop there. It's sort of silly. It's all silly, but it's just for fun, right? It's fun to make web pages. It's fun to write CSS. That's what I like doing. This was 12 minutes of your time if you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for watching. The first way we did it was better than the second way, but this is also a way to do it. So we had two radial gradients to create the square, the circles. We used a linear gradient actually with a single color inside of it. I believe it's Kevin Powell who's a big fan of single color linear gradients. To me, I don't like a single color radial gradient because I think of a gradient as having more than one color stop, and other than that, you would just use a background color to set it. But because we're constraining the size, there's a utility to it. Anyway, be that as it may, I hope you're doing well out there here as this week progresses. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Go make a web page, and see you around.